Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. This evening we are taking a look at, well, NanoStudio 2 and in particular Slate, the performance pad drum machine. It sits within NanoStudio 2's ecosystem, which is one of my favorite things in Nano as well. I think Slate's just brilliant. So we're going to have a look at like some of the different kits and stuff. You know, you have your kind of basic 808. But we're also going to have a look at the kind of cool manipulation you can do with the samples and add samples and stuff like this inside Slate. And then I want to show you all about like the sampling page, what the pad page does, the effects bus, and then the output sort of thing. So first of all, on the file section is where you would select your factory kits or your IAP kits, for instance. So if you bought any of the IAP kits, you access them there by choosing which one you want to use, and you can go back up a level. So we can go go back to factory. Let's have a look at some of the IAPs, the acoustic one. So we can double tap this, and then you have several kits available in that IAP. So there's Jazz Kit Close. And these are when they light up together, you're getting all the pads play at the same time. So you get loads and loads of different sounds and stuff. And the cool thing is you can swap out, mix patches around, change samples per kit. So let's go back to the factory a second. Let's go and have a look at maybe this light touch one. So this, for instance, this example, this clap party sample here. Let's do some manipulation to that actual sound, shall we? Right, okay. So, first of all, we want to go to sample here, and we can change the level, the offset, we can tune it. Or we've got fine tuning, or we can tune it up and down by semitones. And this is per pad, you know, you're not like sort of, you can also go in and do some kind of editing on the actual sample if you want to, like wave editing. And that's the same again for every single sample. You can change the direction, so we can have that reversed or forward and backwards, backwards and forwards. Or we can go back to the right way around. So moving down to the pad section here, this is where you've got your kind of ADSR here. That's more like your sustain as you hold. And then you decay. Well, it's a short, sharp sample anyway, so. And while you're on any of these pages, like, you can change. So if you wanted to do like multiple editing of certain parameters on the amp page, you just choose the sample you want to edit. And then you've got control over pan and the width. Let's do the effects bus while we're there. If we go to the effects bus, you'll see that you'll see everything is, these will be switched on because you see they're colored and the rest of them are grayed out. You've got 4 effects buses basically, and each effects bus contains the same kind of, contains the same effects. So let's look at like this one here. Let's go back to our effects pad here, and let's choose effects bus number, let's use the clap. Let's choose effects bus number 1, like this. And let's go to the effects bus, which is exactly the same as pressing this, okay? And now you can see we can turn on the compressor and make that considerably louder because it was quite a quiet patch. So then we could turn on the EQ and do some EQing on it. And again with the filter, we'll turn the filter off of that. And then we go to sends here, you've got a reverb and a delay. And these again are independently controllable. You can set these independent for each and every single pad. So let's go to the reverb. And we have different types of reverb. So let's do with a plate or plate 2. And you can hear and then if we go to the actual, if we go back up a level kind of thing, and we go to the delay, you'll see that it's exactly the same. And then we can change the feedback in seconds or in beats. And again, this is completely independent of, well, these two are already linked to an effects group, but we could, if we wanted to, just go to our pad and turn the effects buses off for these first 2 kicks. Okay, so let's point out some of the other cool stuff you can do. If we hit this little icon here, the little toaster icon, while we're selected on a particular sample, you'll see you have pad and kit. So you can do editing per pad or editing per kit. So make sure you're on the pad, and it tells you what pad you're on, pad 22. And then you just go copy, and then you choose another pad, and then you just go paste like that. So now we've pasted the same sample on that one, but we could turn the effects off for this. So, but it's still going to be on for this one. And then we could also say, for instance, let's go to our sample and let's tune it. So you've got the affected one there at the normal rate, and then a slightly higher pitched one there with the effects turned off. So that's just one instance of doing it like this. Now, I will show you something else, right? For instance, if I try to clear this now, we can, if we hit clear on the sample, we can get rid of any sample on any kit just by hitting clear. If we want to put a different sample inside a slot, how do you mute an individual pad? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. What would that be? Yeah, like that, mate. Look, muted. You hit that big M button there. See that? See the M at the top, and then you can choose which pads you want to mute. Never done that before, Russ. Good question. Anyway, that's how you mute an individual pad. You just select the mute button there, mute that pad, and you can. And it would work, obviously, if there was a pattern in there as well. So let's unmute this one. Get off the mute. Okay, so let's look at loading in a sample from somewhere else. Now, NanoStudio accesses samples from the files library. There is a NanoStudio folder inside the files app, which you can drop samples into. Okay, so Let's choose again an empty pad, pad 29, like this. Go to File. Oh, we could go to Sample, right? And we could do it like this, right? This is the long-winded way. You don't need to go through this. But for instance, you could go, okay, that one, double tap it and it'll load it in there. And again, you could pitch it up, do anything you want with it once it's in there. Add effects to it from the, you know, the inserts and things like that. But it also has output effects. So it has some insert effects and some send effects. You have an effects. You can see how it works, right? It's dead straightforward, really. You can do all kinds of cool stuff just with the actual effects that are in there without having to go into actually the mixer and apply different effects. Like, you know, you can set up your kit pretty much exactly how you want it just by playing with the inserts and the sends inside the Slate instrument, which makes it really, really good. Okay, so we were looking at changing a sample. Okay, so we can clear that sample out now. There is an easier way to do this, right? You go to File, and you'll see at the top there, it says Kits and Samples. Well, we know changing kits does. It changes the whole drum kit. But if we go to Samples now, we're highlighted on our pad 29. All we need to do is drop the sample on there. So for instance, you just pick it up and drop it on, and you've got it in there. But if you've got more stuff in there, like in the inbox, I've got some stuff from Daniel and things like that. So if we go to the Horror Classic, like this.
In the mystical regions of Transylvania.
And these are actually accessed via the Files app, so we can pick that up and drop that in there now. And now we've got...
In the mystical regions of Transylvania.
So it's very, very cool. It's very cool. So yeah, I think the levels, the effects bus, and the outs. Right, okay, so there's another one now. When we're on the pad settings, let's go with...
In the mystical regions of Transylvania.
Let's use this AM piano. Let's turn the level down. It's pointless me showing you pan because it's a mono stream, but you know, there you go. What we can do now is we have 4 sections along the top here for this. We have pitch, which is, it's pitch modulation. So if we turn our attack up there like this, but we need to obviously put an amount in. The lab called it a level. So if we put a high level in, and then we can go negative as well. We don't need to. Now this is good for building like kicks out of sine waves and stuff. We can double tap to reset. And again, from here you can transpose your thing. Now if we go to effects, effects on the pad level are slightly different. Okay, so you have you have more than one filter. You have low pass, looks like 6 dB low pass, 12 dB low pass, 6 dB high pass, 12 dB high pass, a band pass, a notch, a peak, and a shelf. So again, per pad. So per pad, these are, we leave on the low pass 12. And then you have complete. Completion control over this. You also have certain sections that, or you also have a wave shaper as well. So let's turn that on. And if you set up 3 of these, you can tune them to the intervals that suit you as well. So that's really easy. So for instance, we could just go, oh, right, okay, I'm on pad 29. I'll just copy that there. Choose this pad here. I'll go paste. And I've got the same thing, but I'll go, okay, well, I really basically need to tune this up.
In the mystical regions of Transylvania.
So you can do some really cool stuff, and it's pretty easy. You've got, this is different. This is like for sample layering, so you could put more than one sample on any particular pad. It's up to 3, I think, there. So getting back to the filter and the tube shaper, you have different types of wave shaping. So you get a really deep. It's a deep dive control, but it's not like it's gonna freak your brain out because you just play with individual patches and pads. You can really dig in and shape the sound exactly how you want it to sound for your beat or something, you know. And then setup is global polyphony, group settings. So you can see that these are set to this open hi-hat, closed hi-hat and open hi-hat are set to both group 1. So they'll cut each other off sort of thing. So again, self-explanatory. You can also change the color. Okay, so while we're here, along the top here, you can choose a pad. Let's choose a snare. They are velocity sensitive. Okay, so if we choose this great big massive monster one here, this is just and then you have slightly kind of more your traditional 16 pad kind of vibe. Then you have the full view, and then you can go full screen sort of thing, which takes away the control.
In the mystical regions of Transylvania.
And you have up to 32 pads you can put samples on and stuff like that. So yeah, super duper stuff. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to turn the microphone down and I'm going to blast through a few of the kits so you can hear the different kind of sounds you get. But that's basically how you can manipulate the sounds. You're not, you know, you're not locked into just what they've provided for you. So if we go back to file now, and we go up our level, and we go up a level again, and we can go up a level again. We go to library. Let's see, go to kits now, and factory kits. We can have a look at some of the kits that you get. Actually, we'll start from the bottom because no one will ever do that. So this is called Yeah Dude. Yeah Dude. So double tap, and we can sample some of the kits. There's a good example of how they've used the pitch modulation on, because this is obviously a copy of this one. We could make it more. And on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a few bars, and then I'm going to overdub with various kits. So you can, it's another cool thing you can do, obviously, because they behave, like Slate behaves like an audio unit inside of NanoStudio. You not just have one instance, you can have as many instances with as many different kits as you like. And making kits is really easy too. So that's what we shall do. I have a 4-bar loop already set up. It's a default thing in NanoStudio, so we'll just have a mess around and apply different sounds from different kits. So the mistake I made there was changing the entire kit for what we've just recorded. It actually isn't too bad, because I'll go back to this one. What we need to do, of course, is add another instance of Slate here. So all we need to do is long hold like this and then go add a Slate track, and that will default to what's already in there, so it remembers the last one. This is the rock solid kit, but let's show you. So just duplicate this and then move this loop point around. we could start to add other instruments. So for instance, if we go here now and we go, right, okay, I will long hold this and add an AU track, double tap it. I'm going to use a Synthmaster 1 because I want the construction drum kits. So Synthmaster 1 here, like this, and we go back to this, the actual instrument view. And then I'm going to choose the browse. I'm going to use Big Tone Construction Club Set, which is all like drums and things. And cool, that'll do that. Okay, so turn that back up a bit. you go. How easy it is. I mean, it really is easy. It's not a lot. Just adding a load of slates in and adding loads of percussion from different slates gives it a really, I don't think it gives it a really nice vibe. I think it's, no, but I do honestly, well, I do think it's not, I don't think it's that difficult, you know what I mean? I mean, because if you like, say for instance, if you've got like, in any particular kit you might be in, and if you can do like this, and then you'd add this, just adding them from different kits is really nice. You know, it's very cool. It's very cool. I like it. I do. I like NanoStudio. That's why I keep coming back to it. But you know, it's like Gadget, NanoStudio, Gadget, Cubasis. They're apps that I like, and you know, I find the workflow really nice in NanoStudio. I wish it had audio tracks like everybody else, but you can still kind of just export this as an audio file and drop it into Cubasis if you wanted to record over it. I mean, okay, but it is a workaround, you know. It's okay. It does the job. Guys, right, all right. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna go now. I hope you enjoyed having a look at Slate and having a. Really good quality sounds as well. Very cool stuff. Anyway, super duper. So we don't get enough practice, Doug. Well, that is practice. Well, that is true, you know. Anyway, right. I am offed. I shall see you very soon. I'll let you. Thanks, Stephen. I shall see you very soon. Hopefully, all been well. And yeah, how much is NS2? I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I think it's about. Is it about 20 quid, something like that? I'm not. I honestly don't know. But then there's some IAPs. You don't need to buy the IAP. £20. £20 bargain. It's bargain. Right, gang. What's my mixer doing? I will see you later. I'll let you say ta-ra to each other while I run this thing again.